If anybody sees Greg Sheridan walking around, slap him around a little bit for us because he gave us some bad equipment. And
Greg, we work cheap, but we want some good equipment.
So, I mean, he acts like we do this for a living.
Yeah, I mean, you know, we drove down on our own today. Thank you very much, Greg.
Well, we got some really great news for the folks down in Delta. The scoreboard don't work. We don't know who won the toss.
Oh, yeah, we know who won the toss now. Jackson Academy won the toss.
Okay, J.A. wins the toss, which is really what we expected.
It was a little bit of a secret until we asked somebody around here.
And the writer for the Clan Ledger's in the press box with a J.A. shirt on.
So this is going to be a long night.
We'll very quickly give you it's been a rough day, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm telling you, if we sound a little frustrated, we just...
First for Jackson Academy on offense, that's where they'll go first. At center will be a 6-foot, 210-pound senior, Chad Hoseman. He wears number 50. The guards are number 72, Joey Dumontier, 6 foot, 230, and number 75, Clint Sturdivant. He's 6'3", 215. The tackles, number 65, Wes Slay, 5'11", 250. Hash mark. And this football season's almost underway. Absolutely gorgeous night for football. Back deep to receive for Jackson Academy's number 5, Matt Allen. We'll give you the rest of their starting lineup in just a minute. Bradley Rybolt gets the kick away, and it's a low kick. It's going to be fielded by number 44 at about the 22-yard line. He gets to the outside, gets a little bit of running room, and comes over the 40-yard line before he's knocked down by Chris Turman, along with number 54 for the Lee Academy Colts. And that is Lee Riles down doing good coverage. So J.A. has great field position, first down and 10 yards to go at their own 41-yard line. The tight end for Jackson Academy is number 80, Douglas Strong, 6'4", 240. Quarterback number 9, Jeffrey Roden, 6 foot, 175-pound senior. Fullback number 34, Jeffrey Lohmeyer, 5'10", 185 senior. Number 5, Matt Allen, 5'11", 165 senior is the tailback. And out of the I formation, J.A. is going to run the option play, and quarterback is going to dance out over the 42-yard line to about the 43, going to gain about 2 yards on the play before Jack Laney, along with Richard Lewis, knocks him down, makes it second down and 8 yards to go.
Fairly good containment that time by the Colts defense on their first defensive play of the year.
For those of you familiar with Lee Academy football, Lee Academy runs a 50 defense almost all the time, and we have installed a 4-man front with 4 linebackers specifically for J.A. We did not show it in the Jamboree last week. We're going to be doing a lot of blitzing from what Coach Finney says. And they're in an I formation with wide receiver to the right. And here's a pitch sweep to Allen. And Allen's going to dance inside defensive end Kerry Middleton. And he's going to get to the 45-yard line. He's going to gain about 1 yard on the play. And it's going to make it third down and 6 yards to go for J.A. Lee Academy defense.
Also Richard Woods.
J.A. one of the top teams, supposed to be one of the top teams in the South this year, coached by Sherrod Shaw, Clarksdale Connections.
Matter of fact, we told them if Jackson Academy, we hope they win every other game except this one.
And J.A. breaks huddle, wide receivers to the right and the left out of the I formation. Lee Academy Colts in a 4-man front. They bring motion back to this side and straight back to throws Lohmeyer, getting a little bit of pressure, throws the football. It's going to be caught. Out over the into Lee Academy territory about the 47-yard line for first down yardage. Harper Keeler is the line judge, Clarksdale native, and he had his back to that play and called it a reception for some reason.
He was looking downfield, and the receiver was behind him, but that's all right. Harper, good job.
First down is to go for Jay. First down of the 1995 football season.
Headmaster from Jackson Academy brought Harper in tonight too. Just want to let you know that.
Wide receivers right and left, and there's an inside trap to Allen. And Allen's going to dance down to the 45-yard line where number 56, Kerry Middleton, along with number 63, Jack Laney, stop him. Gain of about 2 yards on the play. Make it second down and 8 yards to go. Little trap play, a little misdirection counter. J.A. running, trying to run back inside. And I tell you, Rich, I think they're going to have a little trouble running against the interior of this Lee defense.
Should have. They looked mighty good last Friday night in the Jamboree. They real strong up front defensively. So we'll just see how they do it. No surprises so far in this early series of the game.
High formation for Jay. Lee stood in their 4-man front. We look a little confused. Here comes the option. Here's a pitch, and Matt Allen is going to be tackled for a loss by Bradley Gordon, along with number 33, Stone Street, up doing a good job. Colts are going to do a lot of blitzing tonight, Rich, and that time he threw him for a 3-yard loss, brings up 3rd and 11.
I tell you, Bradley Gordon did a good job that time. He got knocked down from his crashing position, got up and was able to make the stop. So good job of Bradley Gordon.
We've moved Bradley Gordon to outside linebacker because he has absolutely blazing speed.
I mean, he's like blazing saddles. How's the Deuce doing?
Wayne Bolin playing at free safety, changed numbers this year from number 20 to number 2, so he could be called the Deuce. Lohmeyer straight back to right to throw. Now looking, going to throw the football downfield. It's going to be caught inside of Lee Academy's 35-yard line down to about the 33-yard line. Coverage by Wayne Bolin on the play. Pickup of about 15 yards. First down and 10 yards to go for J.A. We have no idea how much time is left in the first quarter. Very quickly, we'll give you the Lee Academy defense as we were late getting on the air. Once again, if anybody sees Greg Shurton, slap him around a little bit. He gave us some faulty equipment. Defensive ends number 56, Kerry Middleton, along with number 84, Chet Stanley. The tackles are Richard Lewis and Bradley Rybolt. J.A. breaks huddle, 2 tight ends, I formation, 1 wide receiver to the right. Colts in a 4-man front, showing blitz, and they're going to fumble the football, and the Lee Academy and J.A. is going to fall on it.
We have a loose football, apparently recovered by the Raiders.
Also
I
have a
think
flag
that,
on the play.
We have a flag.
Looks like Lee Academy is going to be guilty of offsides. As we stepped into the neutral zone there, trying to offsides against Lee. So that'll make it first down and 5 yards to go for J.A. on this opening drive of this football game. Moving the football well, made 2 clutch third down plays. First down and 5 yards to go for J.A. inside of Lee Academy's 30 at the 28. Beautiful football field here, Rich.
Oh, it's a beautiful facility here. I tell you, Mr. Jernberg and his staff have a lot of reason to be proud of this facility.
They break huddle, send wide receivers right in left and out of the I formation. They're going to run a straight handoff to Allen. Allen's going to get it into the secondary down to about the 20. But I believe that's going to come back as J.A. was in motion.
Yeah.
And that's going to bring first down and 10 yards to go now. So first game jitters for both football teams, as each team's been guilty of a 5-yard penalty.
Raiders
Good crowd on hand on the other side for Lee Academy, Rich.
There's a good crowd that came down tonight. The Raiders have thrown the ball twice tonight, completed it both times. Kept it mainly on the ground, though, moving the ball fairly successfully. Going wide on us, but 2 penalties so far in the game, both 5 yards, offsetting penalties. So
first down and 10 yards to go for J.A. They have the football at Lee Academy's 33. And they break huddle and send a wide receiver to the right, wide receiver to the left. And they're in an I formation. Colts in a 4-man front. We look confused again. Straight handoff to Matt Allen, and he's going to get maybe 2 yards on the play. Bradley Rybolt, number 50, come up there with a good play. Chet Stanley from his right defensive end position. Stop Allen. Gain of about 2 on the play. Make it second down and 8 yards to go. The linebackers for the Lee Academy Colts are Scott Flowers, Bradley Gordon on the outside. No, Scott Flowers and Stoney Stonestreet on the inside, and Jack Laney and Bradley Gordon on the outside. The cornerbacks are sophomore Christian Preuss and Ivy D, senior, and the Deuce will be playing free safety, Wayne Bolin. Out of the I formation, 2 tight ends. We're going to run a pitch sweep back to the right. Allen's in a lot of trouble.
Good play.
Bradley Gordon stripped the football, but he fell back on it, and that's going to be a loss of about 7 on the play.
I'm going to tell you, Bradley Gordon did a heck of a job that time, Albert. He just fought through the blocker and was able to make the stop for the Colts. A good loss on the play. Brings up 3rd and long.
Third down and 13 yards to go for J.A. now. Good-looking football team, J.A., Rich. Nice uniform. Look great. Navy blue and white. They have wide receivers right and left and out of the I formation. Colts in pass defense. Lohmeyer straight back to throw. Throws the football deep down the middle. It's going to be dropped.
Ooh.
Dropped by number 85 for Jackson Academy. And if I find my program, I can tell you who that is. But a good throw by the quarterback, Roden there. And that was Philip Schutz, number 88, who just dropped it. Brings up 4th down and 14 yards to go.
No question about
J.A. will get their punting team into the football game, and Wayne Bolin will get deep along with Bradley Gordon. I tell you, Rich, 2 of the fastest kids we've ever had, I think, Bradley Gordon and Wayne Bolin.
Right. Tell you, we were real lucky that time because Ivy D's was just flat beat.
J.A. to punt. Gets a bad snap, gets it back, and he's going to pooch it out of bounds, and it's a horrible kick. That may not even be a yard.
I think he lost yards.
That may be a negative kick. That's a negative 2-yard punt for number 24. Rich, can you find me a program somewhere?
Yes, one thing you told me to do tonight was find you a program.
First down and 10 yards to go for the Colts now. And now the big question mark for the Lee Academy Colts, are we going to be able to move the football against a very, very stout and strong Jackson Academy defense? And we have a heat timeout. So we're going to have a heat timeout. And with this timeout, we're going to pause 1 minute for this word from our sponsors. This is Lee Academy football.
Just inside their own 40-yard line.
First down and 10 yards to go for the Lee Academy Colts from their own 40. And our first offensive play of the 1995 football season is going to be an option. And a pitch to Bradley Gordon. And Gordon's going to get into the secondary, and we have a flag on the play. Got a holding on Lee Academy. Number 2, Wayne Bolden, is going to be guilty of it.
Offensive holding, the preliminary indication.
And like all good players, call for an offense. He goes up and says, what'd I do?
And that'll be a 10-yard spot foul penalty against the Lee Academy Colts. So the 1995 offensive season gets off to a very auspicious start. Holding against the Lee Academy Colts, and that'll be a 10-yard step off, which is going to move the football back just inside the 30. Andrew Duff has shown the ability to run the option this year, Rich. He's done a good job. No score in the football game. Once again, the scoreboard is out, so we can't tell you how much time is left. Ivy Dees goes wide to the right. George Miller's wide to the left. Bradley Gordon and Chris Turman are split behind senior quarterback Duff. J.A.'s in a 4-man front showing a blitz into the I formation. And Duff, on first down and 20, is going to run. It's going to be intercepted by Matt Allen. The football was tipped, and Matt Allen is into Lee Academy territory down the sidelines. He's at the 20. He's at the 10. Matt Allen scores a touchdown. Football was tipped. No, he stepped out of bounds at the 2. Stepped out of bounds at the 2-yard line.
35 yards.
Stepped out of bounds at the 2-yard line. Football was tipped. Play never got off to a good start. Rich looked out of sync from the beginning. It looked to me like the football was tipped.
We've had 2 offensive plays so far this season. One was the penalty, and the second was a pass interception, but it was tipped at the line of scrimmage, kind of out of control. Matt Allen did a good job picking it off and did a fine job of running the ball back to the 2-yard line.
So J.A.'s got it first down and goal to go from Lee Academy's 2-yard line. Abraham Cutlass in wide receiver to the right and to the left and out of the I formation. Colts in a goal line defense. Matt Allen is not going to get in as the Colt defense stops him just short of the goal line as he tried to dive into the end zone, but he got close to the goal line, Rich, maybe a half a yard to go. Second down and goal to go for the Jackson Academy Raiders, trying to score the first touchdown in this football game. They break huddle again. Colts in a goal line defense. And they're in an I formation with wide receivers right and left. We need a penalty. Hand off to Allen. Matt Allen is going to get into the end zone for a touchdown. He had to fight for it, but he got in there for a touchdown. And J.A. jumps on top 6-0 in the first quarter of this football game. Number 5, Matt Allen, workhorse for the Jackson Academy Raiders. He's a senior, 5'11", 165-pound tailback. J.A. will attempt the extra point here, number 35 for J.A. That's Jay Glenn, 5'9", 150-pound junior, will attempt. Number 9, Jeffrey Roden, the quarterback, will be holding. Colts will try to block this thing. Snap is back. It's a good snap. Kick is away. Kick is good. Jackson Academy 7, Lee Academy nothing. We pause 1 minute for this word from our sponsors. This is Lee Academy football. Jay Glenn has the football teed up at the 40. Wayne Bolden along with Bradley Rybolt are back deep for the Lee Academy Colts. J.A. is broken on top 7-0 here in the first quarter after an interception of a pass by Matt Allen. And Jay Glenn kicks the football down to the 5-yard line, and that's where Wayne Bolden will get it. And Wayne Bolden is going to slip down just over the 20, going to break a tackle, going to get out over the 20, the 25. He's out into midfield. It's a foot race, and Wayne Bolden's going to be tripped down at the 40. I thought he was down. Of a pass by Matt Allen. And Jay Glenn kicks the football down to the 5-yard line. That's where Wayne Bolden will get. over the 20, going to break a tackle, going to get out over the 20, to the 25. He tripped down at the 40. I thought he was down, but apparently his foot did not hit the ground. I mean, his knee did not hit the ground, and Wayne Bolin almost broke it. As he runs the football inside of J.A.'s 40-yard line, down to about the 37-yard line, and that's where the Colts will have it, first down and 10 yards to go from J.A.'s 37. Good run by Wayne, Rich.
A good run by Wayne, and I think a lot of the Raiders were just like us. They thought he was down, too, about the 20, but he just put that hand down, did a little spin maneuver, and kept going.
Lee Academy Colts will have it first down and 10 yards to go from Jackson Academy's 37, getting good field position after a horrible break to start this football game. Duff has Bradley Gordon and Chris Turman split, and wide receivers right and left. And Duff looking at a four-man Jackson Academy front, maybe checking off, going to run misdirection to Turman. Turman's not going to get anything, going to be stopped for maybe a yard loss. Good defensive play there by the Jackson Academy Raiders, number 65. That's Wes Slay. Wes Slay looks like a football player, Rich. A little bit short, fire plug guy. Looks a little bit like Bradley Rybolt for you folks listening on the radio.
I know Raymond and Mildred Francis are listening to us back home, and Bradley, I just want to tell you, Mildred and Raymond, Bradley did a fine job just saying the pull and cutting off the end guy.
First down, second down, 10 yards to go for the Colts. We send Bolin wide to the left. Ivy D's in the slot to the left. Split backfield. Tight ends on the right-hand side. Duff. We shift into an I, looking at a four-man front. J.A. showing blitz. Duff going to run, going to sprint to the left to throw. Looking, throws the football. It's going to be caught, incomplete, intended for Wayne Bolin. Tried to one-hand it. Mike could have got his other hand up there and catch the football. But that was inside the 30 down to about the 25, which would have been first down yardage. Brings up third down and 10 yards to go for the Colts. Colts trail 7-0 late in the first quarter. Colts break huddle and send George Miller wide to the left. Wayne Bolin will go wide to the right. We're in a split backfield now with Stoney Stonestreet in at fullback, along with Turman, giving Bradley Gordon a rest. And out of the split backfield on third down and 10 yards to go, straight back to throw. Throws, it's going to be incomplete. And interception. Football was knocked away, and then a youngster for J.A. dove in there and intercepted it. So J.A. takes over, first down and 10 yards to go. The football is directly on their own 30. So Duff has thrown three passes, and 2 interceptions with no completions. So Andrew Duff's off to kind of a rocky start here to start 1995. And J.A. breaks huddle in the I formation with wide receivers both ways. Colts in a four-man front, showing blitz, and they're going to run a handoff to Allen. And Allen's going to get out over the 30 down to about the 32, where Jack Laney, along with number 23 Christian Preuss, make the stop for the Colts. Pick up of about 3 on the play. Brings up second down and 7. Second down and 7 yards to go for J.A. now. Senior quarterback Roden getting his signals over here. Colts defense needs to tighten up right here, Rich.
Needs something good to happen to him.
J.A. breaks huddle and sends wide receivers to the right and the left and out of the I formation. Roden's under the center. Colts showing blitz. Stonestreet's coming. There's a handoff to the fullback. He pops through, gets out over the 35-yard line to about the 37-yard line. Pickup of about 3 on the play. Brings up, they're going to spot it at the 37 and makes it third down and 3 yards to go for the Jackson Academy. Jack Laney for the Lee Academy Colts making the stop. And on third down and 3 yards to go, J.A. has a possession play here in their own territory. They lead 7-0. Approximately 2 minutes to go in the first quarter. Colts in a 5-man front now, showing blitz, trying to stop on 3rd and 3. He may be checking off as we're sending everybody. They're trying to draw us off sides, and there's a handoff to the fullback, and he's not going to get anything. Might have lost a yard, did lose 2 yards on the play. Stoney Stonestreet, number 33, dancing up in there, doing a good job, and Lee Academy has forced J.A. to punt again. So maybe we'll get another negative punt here. and get good field position. With about 2 minutes to go in the first quarter, Wayne Bolin will get deep. Nobody's got faith in number 24 but me, Rich. He's going to kick it about 46 yards.
He's going to kick it down here over their heads.
Wayne Bolin and Bradley Gordon get deep for the Colts. Another good snap. Going to get the kick away, and it's going to be kind of a spiral kick. And Gordon's going to field at 30. Got a little wall set up. He can get to the corner. But he's not going to get there. Going to run the football out to the 40 before he's tackled by number 88 for Jackson Academy. That's Philip Schutz. Good defensive play by Schutz. And the Colts have had pretty good field position the whole game, Rich. Just haven't been able to move the ball.
Well, they've started their first drive around the 30-yard line. They're on 30, and this one's going to start around the 40.
And we started one inside their 40.
And started one inside the 40, correct. But we just hadn't had our breaks. It's just been kind of all JA and giving the ball back to them. So we'll settle down here.
Lee Academy coach Bray Cuttle, senior center Jack Laney, tough kid, comes out over the football. We send Ivy Dees to the left and George Miller's to the right. And out of the split backfield with Stony Stonestreet and Chris Turman, senior quarterback Duff, looking at a 5-man JA front now. And here comes the handoff to Stonestreet. He's going to get the football out over the 40 to about the 44. And going to gain about 4 on the play. Look good there, Rich.
Right up the middle. Stony Stonestreet.
Stony Stonestreet is a defensive specialist and a fill-in fullback, so second down and about 6 yards to go.
Pick up a little over 3 yards.
Approximately 30 seconds to go in the first quarter. We'll hope this game ain't close at the end, Rich. Split backfield for Lee Academy. Looking at a 4-man JA front on second down and 6 yards to go. Duff barking out his signals, maybe checking off. Going to run the option down the line, going to give the football to Stonestreet, and he runs hard inside of Jackson Academy territory, down to about the 45-yard line. Good blocking up front by the Lee Academy offensive line. So we may have found something we want to do here, Rich.
Looks like we've kind of run successful with Stoney so far the last 2 plays. Picked up about 15 yards on the last 2 plays, picked up a first down. Move the ball upfield. That's the main thing, moving it toward the opponent's goal.
Thank you, Socrates. First down and 10 yards to go for Lee Academy from JA's first 45-yard line. The first quarter comes to an end. First quarter's over. JA leads 7-0. We pause 1 minute for this word from our sponsors. This is Lee Academy football. Back at Jackson Academy, where the Lee Academy Colts trail 7-0. We're having a heat timeout now after the first quarter of play. Lee Academy's last 2 offensive plays have been our best 2 games of the night. A 4-yard burst by Stony Stonestreet on the dive play off the left side, and then off the right side of the dive play, picked up about 15 yards on the play. So the Colts trailing 7-0, trying to get some points on the board to tie this football game up. Lee Academy's offensive lineup, we have not given that to you yet. At center is number 63, Jack Laney. The strong guard is number 56, Kerry Middleton. Strong tackle, number 59, Richard Lewis. At tight ends, all conference, number 88, Scott Flowers. Weak side guard is Bradley Rybolt, number 50. The weak side tackle is number 62, Jonathan Poole. And the split ends the deuce, Wayne Bolin. The flankers, number 7, Ivy Dees. The running backs that started were Gordon and Turman, but Stonestreet and Turman are in the football game now. And the quarterback senior, Andrew Duff. 4-man front for JA with 4 linebackers. We fumbled the snap, but we're going to fall on it as Duff gets in there on it. Going to gain about a yard on the play as Duff followed it in there and got it off the ground. But we don't need to fumble the snap between the center and the quarterback, Rich.
No, we need to kind of make that be one of our strong points.
Second down and 9 yards to go for the Colts. We get Bradley Gordon into the game. And we send Wayne Bolin wide left and Ivy Dees wide to the right. We're in a split backfield with Gordon and Turman. Senior quarterback Duff looking at a 5-man JA front now. Might have checked off, going to run the option. There's a pitch to Gordon. He's in a lot of trouble. He's going to be tackled back inside of his own territory at about the 48-yard line. Good defensive play by number 56, John Shackelford. And that's a loss of about 6 on the play and makes it third down and 15 yards to go. And Coach Weiss is unhappy with somebody over there on the bench. And I can tell you, I don't want him unhappy at me. George Miller goes wide to the left. Ivy Dees goes wide to the right. Turman and Gordon on 3rd down and 15 yards to go are split behind Duff. Now we shift into the I formation. Coles. Duff straight back in the pocket, throws it. It's going to be caught by Ivy Dees and then knocked away. Would not have had first down yardage anyway, but Ivy Dees had to get up there high for it, and a good defensive play by number 24 for J.A., and that is Locke Phillips, but Phillips jarred the football loose.
Tell you, kind of a dangerous throw that time because Andrew was looking at a lot of coverage and threw it to Ivy, threw it high, and Ivy had to really go high.
Wayne Bolin will get deep to punt for the Colts.
This could be the beginning of some adventures for us tonight, too.
Matt Allen, along with number 24, Locke Phillips, are deep. Jack Laney will snap. And we get a good snap. Wayne drops it but picks it up and gets the football away. It's an end-over-end kick. It's going to be fielded by Allen. They got a little bit of a wall here, and we've got to stop him as Bradley Gordon is going to run him out of bounds out over the 35 to the 38-yard line. Knocked a coach or a stat man down on the sidelines over there. And Matt Allen's a hard runner. Good football player. Jay has it 1st down and 10 yards to go from their own 38, leading in the football game 7-0. Roden steps into the huddle and calls a play from Coach Sherrod Shaw. And they break huddle with a wide receiver left, slot left. And they're in an I formation. Bradley Gordon. And here's a little misdirection to Allen. Allen's going to dance inside, going to get into the secondary. He's going to stumble inside out over the 45-yard line at about the 47. Let's give him the 48-yard line. That's going to be very close to first down yardage. We'll see where they spot it.
I think they're going to measure it.
And we're going to have a measurement. So J.A. leading 7-0 in the second period of the football game. We'll see if they have a first down. Coach Cal Finney is about 5 yards onto the field over there yelling something to his defense.
Yeah, it would appear that they do have it by just half the length of the football.
So we'll see as they stretch the chains here. And they stretch it out, and it is going to be, as
just
usual,
short.
Rich has missed. And it's second down and about 2 inches.
It'll be second in inches.
So Jeffrey Roden really pretty much has the whole playbook open to him now on second down in less than a yard, less than a foot. And they send a wide receiver Phillips to the right. Shoots is to the left, and they're in an I formation. Matt Allen's getting a break as he's on the bench. On second down and less than a foot, Colts in a 4-man front. And they're going to run a quarterback sneak, and he's going to get first down yardage. Roden inside of Lee Academy's territory to the 49-yard line. Colts trail 7-0. Gave up an interception that Matt Allen ran back inside of Lee Academy's 5. Took them 2 plays. They got on the board. 6-0. And then Jay Glenn kicked the extra point, and that's where we stand. J.A. 7, Lee Academy nothing. J.A. has really kind of pushed us around the field, Rich. You know the truth about it, though.
Kind of done what they wanted to do so far.
Wide receiver left, slot left, out of the split backfield. Jeffrey Roden looking at the 4-man front. They send motion out to the right and back to throw. And he's going to throw the football. It's going to be incomplete, and it's going to have a hold on J.A., it looks like. Christian Preuss defending out there for the Colts, sophomore cornerback. So that'll be I think that may be a 15-yard penalty, Rich. I'm not sure. We'll wait and see.
Discussing the options with our defensive captain, Mr. Jack Laney.
Number 63. And this is going to be a 15-yard step off against J.A., which is actually going to be about a 19-yard penalty because the spot was 4 yards deep in the backfield. So the Colts get a break there. And they move the football back to their own 30. They've got to go just inside of Lee Academy's 40 for a first down, so it's 1st and 30. Matt Allen's back in the football game. Colts in a 4-man front. Wide receiver left, slot left. Roden sprints to the left to throw. Getting a little pressure now. Throws it's going to be caught by Schutz. And Schutz is out over the 40, pick up of about 10 yards on the play, going to get out over to the 41-yard line. Wayne Bolin and Bradley Gordon out there on defense for the Colts. Colts got to put a little more pressure on his quarterback, Rich.
Yeah, they got to get to him a little bit better. And we're playing a little soft in the defensive backfield too. You know, they're kind of coming up under us and making the catches. You know, so far Roden has done a good job getting the ball to the receivers, and he's looked good. You're right. We do need to get to him.
6 foot tall, 175-pound senior. And they're in an I formation with wide receivers on both sides. We're getting straight back to throw, throws the football deep down the field. It's going to be overthrown, intended for Locke Phillips. Christian Proyce defending for the Colts down there. Third down now, third down and about 19 yards to go. So on third and 19, third down and 19 yards to go. Jeffrey Roden getting a play from Coach Sherrod Shaw. Coach Shaw looks good, Rich. Talked to him before the game.
Well, he looked good last week when we saw him up in Greenwood. Coach Shaw said, well, at third 19, you call it.
Wide receiver to the right, wide receiver to the left. That's Phillips and Schutz. And they're in an I formation. Colts in a four-man front. On third and 19, Roden is going to run a little screen out here, looks like. No, he's trying to throw the football. It's going to be overthrown, and we're going to have a penalty on the play. Colts are going to be guilty of pass interference, I believe. That'll be a 15-yard penalty. I don't know if that's an automatic first down or not. Pass interference against the Colts.
No, it's not.
Oh, he called offensive pass interference.
Pass interference. Pushing off.
That's old Clarksdale boy there, Rich.
Is that old Harper?
Yeah, so Harper Keeler.
Harper, good job. Margaret, if you're listening, he's doing a wonderful job tonight officiating this game.
That's a loss of down, which brings up fourth down.
Even though Peter Jernberg got him up here.
Fourth down and 35 yards to go. And J.A. will get number 34 and number 24 into the football game to punt. That's Locke Phillips. Colts will get Wayne Bolin and Bradley Gordon deep.
Locke Phillips again to do the punting for J.A.
This snapper's had that's a lot better snap this time. He gets it away, end over end kick. It's going to be fielded by Bolin. Bolin's trying to get to the corner. Got a great block from John Martin Harris. And Bolin's at the corner and going to get inside of Jackson Academy's territory at about the 38 or 39-yard line. And John Martin Harris, Rich, oh boy.
I'll tell you, John Martin paid his dues for the year with that one, didn't he?
John Martin Harris, number 61, son of Jimmy and Jean Harris.
Who were right upstairs.
Colts have it first down and 10 yards to go inside of Jackson Academy's 40 at the 38. Colts have had good field position, Rich. Haven't been able to move the ball.
Have not moved the ball all night.
First down and 10 yards to go for the Colts. We break Huddle and send George Miller wide to the left. Ivy Dees is wide to the right. And we've got Stone Street and Turman in the backfield, giving Bradley Gordon a rest. And Duff up under the center looking at a four-man Jackson Academy front. We're off sides. Good gracious alive. It's going to be a 5-yard penalty against the Lee Academy Colts. Going to make it first and 15.
Motion against Lee Academy. Illegal procedure on the first and 15.
Colts trail 7-0. Football moved out to Jackson Academy's 43. Colts trail 7-0. In a football game that could very easily be 0-0. We have a I think they're going to make them keep the band quiet. That's what they're saying.
Yeah, they're asking them to kind of
they're
slow it down
asking
a
the
bit.
band to be quiet.
See Coach Shaw coming over trying to get the band.
I don't think they're supposed to play while play is going on.
Well, you know, we're at Jackson Academy. It's another one of the tricks I have out here.
Jack Laney, the senior center, is out over the football. Out of the split backfield with wide receivers both way. Duff is going to run the inside handoff to Stone Street. Stone Street's going to fumble the football, but Colts are going to fall on it very, very luckily. And Stone Street's had a little problem holding on to the football, Rich. But that time he picks up about 8 yards and makes it second down and about 7.
Stoney's had a hard time keeping up with the ball, but he's also been, so far tonight, the most effective runner that we've had.
So Stoney's going to have to hold on to that football a little better. Second down and 7 yards to go for the Lee Academy Colts. We break Huddle and send Wayne Bolin wide left, Ivy Dees wide right. And we're in the split backfield looking at a 4-man front for Jackson Academy. Stony Stonestreet and Turman are behind Duff now, giving Bradley Gordon a little break. And there's a handoff to Stonestreet. Stonestreet's into the secondary. He's going to get first down yardage inside of the 30-yard line down to about the 26. Stonestreet's a load, Rich.
Oh, he's doing a great job so far tonight. He's run the ball 4 or 5 times. He's got positive yards every time he's run the ball.
5'9", 185-pound senior. I really believe he's a little heavier than that.
Yeah, I think he's a little bit heavier than that, too.
Coach Ray Cudlin sent George Miller wide right. Wayne Bolin was wide to the left. And Stonestreet and Turman are split behind Duff. 5-man front for J.A. Coach may throw here, Rich.
We're off sides.
We're going to run the option to Gordon. Had it set up pretty good, but Coach, we're in motion, I think. And that's going to be a 5-yard step off against the Coach for illegal procedure penalty. Coach will have it first down and 15 yards to go. Coach Ray Cudlin sent Wayne Bolin wide left. Ivy D's wide right. And out of the split backfield with Stonestreet and Turman on 1st and 15, the Colts looking at a 4-man Jackson Academy front. Andrew Duff on 1st and 15 is going to give the football to Stonestreet. Stonestreet's going to get inside the 30 down to about the 29, pick up of about 2 yards on the play. Make it 2nd down and 13 yards to go for the Colts.
I think they're slowly but surely going to sniff that little maneuver out by Stonestreet. They're going to have to fake it to Stonestreet.
Well, we're going to hit our tight end
with
in just a minute.
Absolutely.
2nd and 13. Ball.
Stonestreet's going to get a break. Gets a well-deserved round of applause from the Lee Academy faithful. Jack Laney leads the offensive line out. And we send Wayne Bolin wide left, Ivy D's wide right. And Duff with Gordon and Turman out of the split backfield. And here's the option back to the weak side, and Gordon's in trouble. It's almost like they were expecting that, Rich. It was open for us a minute ago when we were in motion. We tried to run it again, and loss of about 3 on the play.
They had it set up and just like running into a brick wall that time. It's no gain, loss of 3.
Number 88, Phillip Schutz out there. Made a good defensive play. Makes it 3rd down and 17 yards to go for the Colts. From Jackson Academy's 33-yard line, Coach trails 7-0. So Stonestreet's back in the football game, and he's split. Now they shift into the I formation with Turman deep. Coach with 2 wide receivers, right and left. And straight back in the pocket it throws Duff. And Duff throws it's going to be incomplete. Intended for Ivy D's, would not have had first down yardage. Incomplete at about the 20-yard line. Makes it 4th and 17. Coach may go for this.
Well, I think they ought to. It's got to be, halfway through the 2nd quarter. I don't know how much time's left, probably 5.5 minutes. 4.5 minutes
4.5 minutes to go in the half, unofficially. Bradley Gordon checks in the football game. Colts are going to go for it on 4th and 17. Hadn't been a lot of offense by either team tonight. Colts have Strong to the left now, with a wide receiver to the right and a slot to the right. Gordon's close out of the eye. Turman's deep. We send motion back the other way. Straight back in the pocket, it throws Duff. Getting pressure. Is going to be sacked and going to fumble the football. And Jackson Academy didn't make any difference. It's 4th down anyway, so J.A. takes over at their own 39-yard line. Colts are going to have to make some offensive adjustments at half. We trail 7-0. And J.A. takes over first down and 10 yards to go from their own 39.
I tell you what, Jackson Academy probably will be disappointed if they don't lead by anything more than 7-0 at halftime. But as you said, neither team has shown much offensive
There's the heat
work.
timeout. Timeout's on the field. We can pause 1 minute for this word from our sponsors. This is Lee Academy football.
Stephen King with the reception from Jeffrey Roden out to about the 47-yard line.
On the first play after the heat timeout, Stephen King, number 6, catches a football from quarterback Jeffrey Roden. Picks up about 7 on the play. Makes it 2nd down and 3 yards to go. 2nd and 3 for the Lee Academy Colts. Colts getting Chet Stanley out of the football game. Chet got hooked inside then, as they looked like they had pretty good pressure on quarterback Roden that time, but Chet got hooked inside. Russell Harris is in the football game and will play right defensive end. There's a pitch sweep out here to Allen, and Allen's in a lot of trouble. Going to be tackled short of the midfield. Looks like by Bradley Gordon, I believe. Clock is stopped. Football is on the 50, and that's going to be first down yardage, I believe. It's hard to see there behind the Jackson Academy bench.
First down.
First down for Jackson Academy. Right at midfield. First down and 10 yards to go for the Raiders. They lead 7-0 over the Lee Academy Colts. Quarterback Roden getting his offensive call from Coach Tommy Luke. Jay staying in the huddle a long time this time. They break huddle and send Locke Phillips wide to the right. He's covered by sophomore Christian Preuss out there, and they're to split backfield with 2 tight ends. And there's a handoff in there to number 34 as they're just going to try to knock Lee off the football now and drive it down. 88 Scott Flowers a little slow getting up. Pickup of about 6 on the play, about 5 on the play. 2nd down and 5 yards to go for the Jackson Academy Raiders, leading 7-0 late in the first half.
Colts bad need to stop them this defensive series.
Matt Allen is going to get a break. That's good news for the Colts. And number 25 Brad Reeves is in the football game. And out of the split backfield, they're going to hand the football to the fullback again, and Scott Flowers is going to grab him. Going to stop him for maybe a yard on the play. Let's give him a yard and make it 3rd down and 4. 3rd down and 4 yards to go for the Jackson Academy Raiders. They have it at Lee Academy's 44-yard line. They're leading in the football game 7-0. Phillips goes wide right, Schutz goes wide left, and out of the I formation, straight back to throw. He gets great protection, throws the football. It's going to be incomplete, intended for the tight end out there, Strong. Good coverage by Wayne Bolin, number 2.
Going with him stride for stride that time. Overmatched a little bit in his size, but did a good job defensively.
4th down for the Jackson Academy Raiders. You know, I just noticed this, Rich. They got their GM right at the end of the end zone. They got a guy up on top of that GM, I guess, to catch this field goal this guy's fixing to kick.
Maybe he's a cameraman.
4th down and 4 yards to go. They're going to go for it. They lead 7-0 and have shown the ability to stop the Lee Academy Colts on offense. So 4th and 4, big play for the Colt defense, big play for the Raider offense. Matt Allen's back into the football game, and they're going to run a reverse to 24 Phillips, and he's in the open, and he's being chased by Bradley Gordon, going to be knocked out of bounds inside the 25-yard line to 24. Good play call by the Jackson Academy Raiders on 4th down and 4 yards to go. And J.A. will have it 1st down and 10 yards to go at Lee Academy's 24-yard line. Russell Harris gets out of the football game at defensive end. Chet Stanley checks back in. First down and 10 yards to go for J.A. from Lee Academy's 24-yard line. And he sprints to the right to throw. Roden getting pressure from Stanley, throws the football. It's going to be caught by Matt Allen, but a good defense out there by number 39, Bradley Gordon. Gain of about 4 on the play, maybe. Let's give him a 4-yard gain, and we're going to have a timeout on the field. Timeout on the field by Jackson Academy. They lead 7-0. We pause 1 minute for this word from our sponsors. This is Lee Academy football. 2nd down and 6 yards to go for the Raiders. Colts putting pressure on Roden. He throws the football into the end zone. It's going to be intercepted by Wayne Bolin. Wayne Bolin intercepted at the 2. Good coverage by Bolin. If he could have kept his feet, Rich, he could have ran that back all the way.
Momentum carried him totally out of bounds on that one, though. He was.
So I'm sure the Colts now just run a couple of quarterback sneaks. Probably less than a minute to go in the first half. Probably close to a minute. And we are backed up against our own end zone, trailing 7-0. And now the guy on top of the gym's got the best seat in the house. First down and 10 yards to go for the Colts, but I'm sure the Colts are just going to try to run this football, run a couple of sneaks. And we look confused out there. We're in a wishbone. We're going to run a quarterback sneak. Duff's going to get out close to the 4-yard line.
That's not really the territory you want to look confused in, or even act confused.
Pickup of about 2 on the play.
I believe Jackson just called timeout.
J.A. calls timeout. Timeout on the field on behalf of Jackson Academy. They lead 7-0. We pause 1 minute for this word from our sponsors. This is Lee Academy football. Trying to run the clock out in the first half.
If you knew what the clock said up here.
J.A.'s got, I think, has 1 timeout left. Jackson Academy will be in a 4-man front. Been a long time since we had a 96-yard run, Rick. Out of the wishbone formation, Duff's going to just keep it, get out over the 5 to about the 7. So good running by Jackson Colts, and the Jackson Academy is going to call timeout again. So we're going to take another break, Jeff. Timeout's on the field. Colts trail 7-0. This is Lee Academy football. On 3rd down and 4 yards to go, Duff's going to run the football and get close to the 10-yard line. They're going to be stopped at about the 9. So that's going to bring up 4th down. J.A.'s out of timeouts. So it just depends on how much time is left. They may have to make another play. They may not have to have another play. I don't think the Colts are going to have to punt the football. And J.A. is just unsnapping the helmets. That's going to be the halftime. Halftime is over. Lee Academy Colts trail 7-0. Jeff, this is what we're going to do. We're going to send it back to the station for you for whatever halftime show you may have, and we'll come back on and counter down for you at the end of the... No, that's not right. That's not right. I'm sorry. Megan Flowers is here for the halftime show. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to give it to Megan Flowers to do our halftime show, and then when Megan is through, then you can play some music, and we'll count it down to start the second half. This is Lee Academy Colt football. We pause 1 minute for this word from our sponsors. We are back at on the campus of Jackson Academy. And we are about ready to start the second half. Lee Academy will get the football. Both teams are back on the field. I tell you, Rich, a kid that has really impressed me this first half for Jackson Academy. You know, you expect Reinhardt and Strong to play good, Matt Allen, but number 65, Wes Slay for the Jackson Academy Raiders. I tell you right now, if I'm going to be in the trenches, he would be a youngster I'd want to be in the trenches with.
Right down there with you. That extra point after the touchdown.
Lee Academy Colts will get Wayne Bolin and Bradley Gordon deep, I'm sure. Colts get Bolin and Gordon deep. And
I'll tell you one thing I like about 20. This team down here too, and the spirit here. Just reading the banner down at the end of the field, and you know how the Sherrod Shaw battle with cancer has been highlighted in the paper, and of course we know Sherrod really well. But it says the JA seniors say, "Let's get the Shaw on the road." They got a lot of team spirit down here.
Tribute to their head coach. Saw Sherrod's pop down here. Spoke to him. Had on a JA shirt. Rich, can you believe that?
Yeah, he had on a JA hat last week at the Jamboree. We know where he lives, though, don't we?
Jay Glenn will kick for the Jackson Academy Raiders, and Wayne Bolin, who came within a whisker of carrying a kickoff back a minute ago, will stand at about his 10-yard line, along with Bradley Gordon. And he gets the kick away, and it's a high kick that's going to be fielded by Gordon. Gordon's coming up the left sideline, looking for a little bit of a crease and going to get the football out over the 30-yard line to about the 31. So the Lee Academy Colts will take over. First down and 10 yards to go from their own 31-yard line, trailing in the football game 7-0. JA has a bunch of young men dressed up in Jackson Academy t-shirts with their face painted, and they are really creating havoc on the sidelines.
Yeah,
Good
zipping
idea.
some of those footballs into the stands.
Colts out of the I formation. Stony Stonestreet's up close. Chris Terman's deep. Wide receivers right and left. Four-man front for Jackson Academy. We shift into a split backfield now, and Duff is going to come down the line and going to give the football to the fullback, Stony Stonestreet, and Stonestreet's battling and fighting out to the 35-yard line. Hard to bring down. 5'11", 185-pound senior. Gain of about 4 on the play. Let's give him 3 on the play. Make it 2nd down and 7 yards to go.
Great job of Stonestreet that time, just keeping his legs pumping.
Colts trail 7-0.
The most effective play we had the first half was Stonestreet on that play right then.
Great football name in it, Stony Stonestreet.
Stony Stonestreet.
Out of the I formation, Stonestreet close, Terman deep. 4-man front for J.A. Duff. Under senior center Laney. We shift into a split backfield and going to give the football again to Stonestreet. And Stonestreet's going to drag strong out over the 35-yard line to about the 37. Duff's going to have to keep that ball in a minute.
I'm going to tell you, he's doing a pretty good job of dragging Duff along with him, too.
I believe that, I really think that Duff tried to take that ball away from him, and Stoney wouldn't let him have it.
I
Third
think
down
that's
and
right.
5 yards to go now for the Colts. Third down play on our first possession of the second half. We send Bolin wide to the right. Ivy Dees will be in the slot to the right. And we're in an I formation. Duff telling Stonestreet something there. A little secret play maybe.
Mm-hmm.
And they're in a 4-man front showing a blitz. They're just not going to guard Ivy Dees out here, don't look like. Matt Allen's just leaving him alone. And there's misdirection to Terman, and Terman's going to be knocked down for a loss. Back at the 35-yard line, loss of about 1 yard on the play. And Colts will get their punting team into the football game, and Jackson Academy will get Matt Allen along with Locke Phillips deep. And they'll be standing at their own 40, maybe their 35 as they continue to back up. Wayne Bolin will be doing the punting. Jack Laney will be doing the snapping.
Terman came up that time limping just a little bit, but he looks okay on the sidelines.
4th down and 6 yards to go for the Colts. Wayne Bolin will be doing the punting. Laney gets a good snap. Bolin gets the kick away, and it's an end-over-end kick again. That's returnable. It's going to be taken by Phillips. Fumbles the football, and he's in a lot of trouble. John Martin Harris, he breaks away. And Chet Stanley, he's reversed his field, and down the sidelines he goes, and he's into Lee Academy Colt territory, and he cuts back and tripped up by Bradley Gordon inside the 50 at the 45. Just a great effort by Locke Phillips, number 24. As he fumbled the football and was in a lot of trouble back at about his own 25-yard line. Coach had him hemmed in. He reversed his field, got 1 block, and runs the football inside of Lee Academy territory to the 43-yard line. And that's where J.A. takes over, 1st down and 10 yards to go. Christian Preuss shaking up just a little bit on the play. Sophomore cornerback. And I don't think we got but 10 players on the field. No, we don't. We got Terman in the game at corner. And they're in an I formation, and we're in a 4-man front. And Roden is going to give the football on misdirection to Matt Allen, and Matt Allen's going to be thrown for a loss. Scott Flowers and Chet Stanley throws Matt Allen for a loss, and I think Matt Allen's hurt, Rich. He doesn't look like he's full speed to me.
Well, he looked a little tentative on that run, that play, but, you know, he's the one that had a little ice on his neck over here just a minute ago during the when they came out for the start of the second half.
Loss of 4 on the play, 2nd down and 4 yards to go. Harper Keeler trying to back up the bench there of Jackson Academy as their Ainchie got onto the field. J.A. breaks huddle, and they're sending a wide receiver to the right. That's Phillips. Wide receiver to the left is Schutz. And out of the I formation, Roden is going to sprint out to the right, getting protection. Now he's in a lot of trouble. Throws the football complete to number 25, and number 25 is going to be tackled after about a 4-yard gain. And it's going to make it 3rd down and 9 yards to go. Number 25, that is Brad Reeves. The tailback catches that football. 3rd down and 10 yards to go now for Jackson Academy. Coach got good pressure on Roden, but he showed good poise in the pocket, Rich, and got rid of it. Found an open receiver, and Reeves makes a nice catch and run. 3rd down and 10 yards to go for Jackson Academy. They lead in the football game 7-0, 7:46 to go in the 3rd quarter. And they break huddle and send wide receiver left, slot left. Out of the split backfield, Roden sprints to the left. Stanley looking, throws. It's going to be incomplete. Intended for Matt Allen. And it's going to bring up 4th down and 10 yards to go. So both defenses looking very, very tough in the second half.
Good coverage, good protection, good coverage that time by the Colts. Ivy Dees was doing a good job staying with his man.
Colts still have not put much pressure on Mr. Roden tonight. Locke Phillips will get back, and he'll stand at about his own 40 to punt. I tell you, this center's had a little problem. I believe I try to rush this guy.
And Wayne Bullen.
Gets a good snap this time, however. Gets the kick away, and it's a driving kick that's going to be fair caught by Bolin at the 11-yard line. Good play by Wayne Bolin. Catches it at the 11, and Colts take over first down and 10 yards to go. I don't believe that ball would have made it to the end zone, Rich.
No.
Good punt by Locke Phillips. J.A. goes on defense. Colts goes on offense. First down and 10 yards to go from our own 11-yard line. Back to the wall again. Colts did a big play. We need to get Bradley going at the corner or something. And there's our heat timeout, the first one of the second half. Timeouts on the field. We pause 1 minute for this word from our sponsors. This is Lee Academy football.
We remind you that Lee Academy has its home opener next Friday evening in Clarksville.
It'll be approximately 10:15, 10:30.
We remind you that
Colts out of the split backfield with wide receivers on both sides from their own 11-yard line. Duff's under the center and going to give the football in a trap to Chris Turman. He's up the middle and gets a block, gets out to the 20-yard line to about the 21-yard line. Going to be short of the first down by about a half a yard. And Chris Turman showing a little good moves coming out of there like that. Matt Allen has got a new helmet on. It does not have stripes on it. He must have did some helmet damage there. Second down and a yard to go. 6:53 to go in the third quarter. Colts on top. Colts trailing 7-0. Duff's under the center. Now the split backfield. We shift into the I. Stone Street's close and Turman's deep. Wide receivers on both sides. And there's a straight handoff to Turman. Turman spins out over right tackle, breaks a tackle, gets out over the 25-yard line to the 28 before he's knocked down. Good effort by Chris Turman, the senior tailback. And he's a little bitty guy, I tell you. Chris Turman.
Let's see, 140.
Is 5'7", 140.
140.
And the Colts have first down yardage out over the 25-yard line to the 28. Trailing 7-0, 6:27 to go in the third quarter. George Miller will go wide to the left. Ivy Dees will go wide to the right. Turman and Stone Street are split behind Duff. 4-man front for Jackson Academy. Duff may be checking off. Going to give the football on the dive to Stone Street, and they stopped that. Let's call it no gain on the play. Brings up 2nd and 10. Second down and 10 yards to go for the Lee Academy Colts. They're going to give him a yard on the play. And that was a liberal spot, I think. Wayne Bolin checks into the game for the Colts, taking out George Miller. And Jack Laney, the senior center, leads the offensive line out. Ivy Dees will go wide right. Wayne Bolin wide left. Duff out of the split backfield with Stone Street and Turman. On second down and 9 yards to go. 4-man front for Jackson Academy. Straight back to throw. There's a corner blitz, and Duff gets away again, run into the corner. Is going to get into the secondary, going to get a great block, and going to get almost out to the 40-yard line where he is really racked. And I tell you, Lee Academy Colt fans take a deep breath every time Andrew Duff takes off. So good effort by Andrew Duff is going to be close to first down yardage. It is a first down yardage.
Duff took a disastrous situation and turned it into a great opportunity and took advantage of the opportunity. Moved the ball across the 35-yard line.
First down and 10 yards for the Colts out at the 39. 5:03 to go in the third quarter. Colts trail 7-0.
Best sustained drive so far the Colts have had.
Ivy Dees goes wide to the right. Miller's wide to the left. Colts have not completed a pass. Split backfield now from Duff. 4-man front for J.A. And there's a trap to Turman. He's into the secondary, runs out over the 45-yard line to about the 48. So the Colts have spotted something here. And we pick up about 8 on the play and make it second down and 2 yards to go. Let's give him 9, 2nd and 1. So out of that four-man front, we've been running the dive on the out of the veer, and all of a sudden now we're coming back with a little counter, a little trap, and maybe catching them back on their heels just a little bit. And Turman has just been a couple of steps away from carrying it the distance. Stone Street, Turman split behind Duff. Wide receivers both ways. They're showing blitz. And there's the option pitch to Turman. Turman's going to break a tackle, looking for a block. He's going to be nailed by number 25, Brad Reeves, and Reeves got up and said something to him. But number 40, Chris Turman, doesn't hear stuff like that well. He just gets up.
Bounces off the ground, goes back to the huddle. Say, what's the next play, Coach?
Let's see Reeves knock Stone Street back like that and get up and say something to him. As Turman's 5'7", 140. First down and 10 yards to go for the Colts. And we send George Miller wide to the left. No, Wayne Bolin wide left. George Miller will be in the slot to the left. Stone Street and Turman are split behind senior quarterback Duff. Five-man front now for J.A. trying to stop the little trap. And we're going to run the trap. We're going to get it through there again. And Chris Turman gets inside the 40-yard line down to about the 38. Good blocking up front by the Lee Academy offensive front. I tell you, Rich, we may be in better shape than they in.
Well, if they've been practicing in 105-degree heat like we have.
Second down and 3 yards to go for the Colts. 7-yard pickup that time by Turman. Ivy Dees brings in a play from Coach Ricky Weiss. Jack Laney pumps his fist as he comes out. Leads the offensive line out. Kerry Middleton, Richard Lewis, Scott Flowers, Bradley Ribot, Jonathan Poole. And out of the I formation, they're showing blitz. Now they're backing off, but they're coming as we shift into the split backfield. Hand off to Stone Street, right up the middle. And they never did put him on the ground. Brad Reeves didn't get up and say anything to Stone Street that time. As the Colts got first down yardage inside of Jackson Academy's 35 down to the 32.
This drive started on the 11, did it not?
Have not thrown a pass. First down and 10 yards to go for the Colts inside of Jackson Academy's 35 at the 32. Colts break huddle. Offensive line looks fired up, Rich. Stone Street and Turman are split behind Duff. They've moved into a five-man front now. We're going to trap that nose tackle, Rich. I feel it. There it is. And he runs up the middle, and Turman's going to get to the 30, and inside the 30 down to about the 29. Pickup of about 3 on the play, make it 2nd and 7. Good defensive play that time by Shackelford and Dumontier for the Jackson Academy Raiders. Coach get Wayne Bolin into the game for George Miller. And Wayne Bolin will go split to the left, and Ivy Dees will be split to the right. Second down and 7 yards to go for the Colts. They're back in a 4-man front, playing a little soft. Now they're showing blitz. We shift into the split back. We're going to run the veer to this side. There it is to Stone Street, and a good play by Strong. The defensive end crashing. I believe if Duff had taken it out, he could have picked up big yardage that time. But Stone Street took it, and going to be knocked down for no gain, and brings up 3rd down and 7. Probably closer to 3rd and 8. Probably is 3rd and 8. And Colts are going to call timeout. Timeout's on the field at 3rd down and 8 yards to go. Colts trail 7-0. We pause 1 minute for this word from our sponsors. This is Lee Academy football. Third down and 8 yards to go for the Lee Academy Colts, trailing 7-0. 56 seconds to go in the third quarter. Really big play here for the Lee Academy Colts. Jackson Academy faithful stand up and start applauding their defense. Lee Academy faithful stand up and start applauding their offense. Biggest play of the game here on 3rd down and 8 yards to go. Split backfield. Wide receivers both ways for the Colts. 4-man front for Jackson Academy. And we're going to run the dive to Stone Street, and he's not going to get anything. As he runs the football down inside of the 20, 8 yard. Let's give him the 28-yard line and make it 4th down and about 6. 4th down and 6. I'm sure the Colts will go for this, trailing 7-0 with 33 seconds to go in the football game. I tell you, Rich, Duff's going to have to keep that ball in that option in a minute. If Strong keeps crashing like that. Bolin goes wide to the left. And George Miller's in the slot. And they're showing blitz. Now they back out. On 4th down and 6 yards to go, we go in motion. As they tried to draw them off sides and didn't work. Let's see what happens. I'm sure this is going to be against the Colts.
Well, I know I saw Stoney take a step or two toward the line, so.
It's a dead ball, illegal procedure call against the Lee Academy Colts. That's a 5-yard step off. And it'll make it 4th down and well, it ought to be 4th and 11, but they put it right on the 30. It looked like a 4-yard penalty. But Bolin and Dees are back into the football game now on 4th down and about 10. Coach break huddle and send Wayne Bolin wide to the left. 3rd quarter comes to an end. 3rd quarter's over. Coach trails 7-0. We pause 1 minute for this word from our sponsors. This is Lee Academy football. Fourth down, 11 yards to go for the Lee Academy Colts. We trail 7-0 with 12 minutes to go in the football game. 4th quarter is just starting. Colts send Wayne Bolin wide to the left with single coverage. Ivy D is in the slot to the left. They're in a 4-man front. Colts need to protect Duff here on 4th and 11. Colts, Duff, straight back to throw, getting protection, throws the football over the middle. It's going to be intercepted by Jackson Academy, but that might not have been a bad play then by the Colts. They're just going to give them the football back inside the 15 at the 14 instead of 1st down out after the Lee Academy Colts. 32, up at the Jackson Academy 32. Kerry Middleton having a little cramp problem there now as he's trying to get up. And we will miss him in the defensive front, I guarantee you that. Number 56, Kerry Michael Middleton, better known as Beef.
Got the trainers looking at him, though.
And Vance Fields is out there. Vance Holland.
And Doug Clark.
And Doug Clark, the 2 trainers. The Lee Academy coach seeing to Kerry Middleton. John Martin Harris will play defensive tackle. We'll move in at that defensive end now. And a youngster for J.A.'s having a cramp. That's Mr. Locke Phillips. Colts trail 7-0. 4th quarter is just underway. 11:51 to go in the football game. 2 pretty evenly matched teams, Rich. Colts had a big turnover in the 1st quarter. Tip ball that was intercepted by Matt Allen at about the 40, and he ran it down to Lee Academy's 2. And then a 2-play, 2-yard drive for J.A. put them on top 6-0. Jay Glenn kicks the 7th point, and that's where we stand. Jackson Academy 7, Lee Academy nothing. Locke Phillips gets a nice hands. He's having a little cramp problems. Wayne Bolin and him exchange pleasantries. Wayne, I'm sure, telling him, hope you get better.
And Locke saying, thank you very much.
And Locke turned around and acknowledged that, I think. J.A. breaks huddle and sends a wide receiver to the left and a wide receiver to the right. And out of the I formation.
Need a turnover.
Roden, straight back to throw, going to run a draw to number 20. And he's got a great hole, and he is struggling over the 30-yard line to about the 34-yard line before Chet Stanley. And Wayne Bolin knocked him down. Good yardage that time for number 20 for Jackson Academy. Was that 20? Craig Noon. 5'10", 10th grader.
First time he's been in the ball game tonight.
Good looking youngster there. And the Colts defense now needs to loosen up, and we blitz, and number 34, the fullback, gets to the corner, and he breaks in the secondary. And down the sideline he goes, and Bradley Gordon's the only one that can catch him, and Bradley Gordon knocks him out of bounds inside the 25-yard line at about the 22. But we got a hold over there. I think they were holding. I'm sure they were holding that time our defensive end, number 60, our linebacker, Jack Laney. And Jack's over there talking to the official now, and that's going to be a hold against Jackson Academy, and that'll be a 10-yard step off from the point of the foul. Coach get a break.
Coach get a tremendous break on that one. I'm telling you, they negated that nice run.
So Lohmeyer scampers down the sidelines inside of Lee Academy's 25 to the 22, where Bradley Gordon ran him down. But it's a 10-yard penalty against J.A. They lead in the football game 7-0, and it'll be first down now at the 22. They've got to go to the 44 for a first down. So it's first down and 22 yards to go for the Jackson Academy Raiders. So spot foul being a 12-yard penalty that time against the Raiders. Christian Preuss is back into the football game for the Colts. Colts stood in a 4-man front, and they sprint to the right to throw. And they throw it out here complete to number 22. And Wayne Bolin tackles him out over the 25-yard line at about the 26-yard line. Gain of about 4 on the play. Makes it second. Let's give him 5 on the play. Second down and about 17 yards to go now for the Lee Academy Colts. 10:54 to go in the football game. Colts trail 7-0. J.A. breaks huddle and sends Shoots wide to the left. And number 22, David McAllister's wide to the right. I tell you, they're going straight back to throw, setting up a little screen. They got it set up, and great play by Bradley Gordon. The outside linebacker sniffed the screen out and threw number 44 for J.A. That's Taylor Polk for a loss back to the 22-yard line, and brings up third down now, 3rd and 22. So the coach sniffed that screen out. Glock Phillips back into the football game, along with Lohmeyer. The Colts in a 4-man front. And Roden back to throw, going to run a draw to Matt Allen. And Matt Allen is going to be tackled from behind by Stony Stone Street, and it's going to bring up 4th down now for J.A. as they get their punting team into the football game. I tell you, Rich, every time Matt Allen touches, you hold your breath.
He's a good ball player, showing us a lot tonight. I tell you, the Colts really need a good break for them to happen tonight. And I know they've had one with that holding penalty that negated that long run by Lohmeyer, but they really need something to happen.
Jay's only made one first down in the second half, 9:24 to go in the football game. Wayne Bolin, I think we're going to try to block this one. Wayne Bolin is back deep, standing at his own 40. Here we come. We're going to get it away. And it's a great kick this time over Bolin's head, bounces inside the 20. And Bolin is just going to turn upfield and run. Is going to be tackled at the 25-yard line, the 24-yard line. So number 24, Locke Phillips, makes up for that negative punt he had in the first half as he boomed one from his own 22 down to Lee's 25.
46-yard punt by Phillips.
46 yards under a tremendous amount of pressure. Great job.
46-yard punt for Phillips. 9:03 to go in the football game. Colts trail 7-0. Coach looked a lot better on the ground the second half, Rich.
They've done well.
We break huddle. We got Bradley Gordon back in the game now, replacing Stone Street. And we're in a split backfield. Wide receivers on both sides. No, on the left side. And Duff, barking out his signal, is going to give the football on the inside handoff to Gordon. And Gordon's going to squirt out over the 25-yard line down to about the 26.
Bradley Gordon over the 25 to about the 26-yard line.
Second down and about 8 yards to go. Give him 2 yards on the play.
Second and 8.
Wayne Bolin checks back into the game for the Colts with a play from Coach Ricky Weiss. Typical first game, Rich. A lot of mistakes, turnovers, few penalties, few cramps.
Well, the clock just went out again.
Duff under center, barking out his signals out of 4-man front, straight back to throw. And but throws the football down here. It's going to be incomplete, almost intercepted. Duff kind of threw it up for grabs there.
And kind of a wobbly pass. wobbly pass, Albert, that could just as easily been intercepted as caught. And Ivy Dees did a good job trying to make a catch out of it after it was coming down.
And Dees comes back and really plays defensive back. We have an official timeout on the field as the scoreboard has gone out again. So 7-0 is the score. Fourth quarter, we're going to take a timeout. We're going to, as they're taking this timeout for the scoreboard, we're going to pause 1 minute for this word from our sponsors. This is Lee Academy football. The huddle, 8:15 to go in the football game now. Coach break huddle and send wide receiver to the left, wide receiver to the right. And on 3rd down and 8 yards to go, we shift into the I formation. 5-man front for Jackson Academy as they're showing blitz, and we're going to run the option. And they're going to just tip the ball back to the back, and Dunn's going to have to get back and get on it, and he did.
The loose football is recovered by
Youngster for J.A. crashing on the option, just reached out and slapped the football, and it went back from the 24-yard line all the way back to the 5 where Duff recovered it. So the Colts now with 4th down are going to have to punt from their own end zone. Scoreboard clock is back on now. 8:02 to go in the football game. Colts trail 7-0, needing a good punt here from Wayne Bolden, who's standing
4th and 30.
just inside of the back line of the end zone. Awaiting the snap. It's a high snap. He pulls it down and gets the kick away. And it's off the side of his foot, and it's going to go out of bounds at about the 14-yard line.
Kick goes down at about the 13-yard line. It'll be 1st down, Jackson Academy.
Couldn't tell if they might have blocked that, Rich. It was hard to tell. But not a very good kick, and J.A. takes over 1st down and 10 yards to go from Lee Academy's 13. 7:37 to go in the football game, and trying to punch the clinching touchdown over. Colts trail 7-0. Colts are going to win the stat battle in the second half, but look like they're going to lose the football game. So now we're going to talk about the scoreboard again, it looks like. They won't let it run here.
Looks like they're going down to 6 minutes.
7:15, I thought he said. 7:15.
7:15.
The clock will be reset at 7:15.
So the Colt defense needs to make a big play here. Trailing 7-0. And J.A. has it 1st down and 10 yards to go
1st down, Jackson Academy.
from their own 13-yard line. There's a handoff in there to Reeves, and Reeves is going to be knocked down for no gain. Scott Flowers from his inside linebacker position, along with Kerry Middleton.
Craig Noon, the ball carrier. No gain.
Craig Noon,
Scott Flowers.
I'm sorry, was the runner. Matt Allen checks back into the game. Is it my imagination? It looks like Matt Allen's helmet's too big.
No, what that is a protective cover. It fits over the
Okay. Okay, he has a protective cover over it. So it did look too big. 6:42 to go in the football game. Colts trail 7-0. J.A. going to run a pitch sweep out here to number 34, Low Miller, and he's going to be tackled by Chet Stanley.
Jeffrey Lohmeyer.
And then John Martin Harris in there.
About the 13-yard
Lohmeyer
on the stop for Lee Academy.
loss of about maybe a yard. Let's call it no gain. 3rd down and 10 yards to go. Colt defense is really buckling down here, as they have to with 6:15 to go, clock running in the football game. Well, we knew we were going to be pretty good defensively, Rich.
Look good and
3rd down and 10 yards to go, and there's a draw play to Allen. And Allen, it gets into the secondary, gets down to about the 6-yard line, going to be short of the 1st down.
Down to about the 6-yard line.
Going to bring up 4th down and about 2. And in comes Glenn to kick a field goal.
First field goal attempt for the year.
3rd and 3.
Jay Glenn.
Ball placed at the 6-yard line.
Jay Glenn will attempt
Will be attempting a field goal.
a 23-yard field goal attempt. The holder is Roden.
Out of the hole to Jeffrey Roden.
So the Colts don't need to jump off sides for sure here. Snap is back. Good snap. Kick is up. And the kick is good. Jackson Academy 10, Lee Academy nothing. We pause 1 minute for this word from our sponsors. This is Lee Academy football. Colts trail 10-0 with 5:11 to go in the football game. Jay Glenn has the football teed up at the 40. Wayne Bolin and Bradley Gordon are deep for the Lee Academy Colts. And Glenn will approach the football and get the kick away, and it's a driving kick that's going to drive Bolin back to the 6-yard line. And Wayne Bolin's coming right back up the middle and is going to be tackled at the 25-yard line by number 35 and number 55 for Jackson Academy. That's Jay Glenn, the kicker, and number 55, Kevin Shoemaker.
Tell you, Wayne Bolin.
And Wayne Bolin is a little bit slow getting up. Might have had the wind knocked out of him. Vance Holland, the trainer's out there checking on him.
Wayne kind of became airborne as he was tackled on that.
He was definitely, and Wayne going to trot off the field under his own power. Tough kid, Rich.
Yeah, he is. Good kid. The Deuce.
The Deuce. Andrew Duff checks into the football game with a play from Coach Ricky Weiss, and there's your Heat timeout with 5:04 to go in the football game. Official timeout for Heat. We're going to pause 1 minute for this word from our sponsors. This is Lee Academy football. First down and 10 yards to go for the Lee Academy Colts from their own 24-yard line. And Stone Street and Terman are split behind Duff, 4-man front. And Duff straight back to throw. Getting pressure, going to be sacked. Back at the 20-yard line by Philip Schutz, number 88. And sacked Duff for about a 4-yard loss. Second down and 14 yards to go for Andrew Duff and the Lee Academy Colts. Colts had one really good drive in the second half, Rich, and penalty hurt them, and weren't able to convert. 4.5 minutes to go in the football game. Wide receiver right and left for the Colts. 4-man front for J.A. They just loosening up now, and they're blitzing, and Duff is going to be fight away, going to get a block, looking for another block, and going to stumble and going to be sacked again. Back at about the 20-yard line, loss of about 1 on the play. Brings up third down and about 14.
Andrews finding himself just running for his own life right at the moment.
Duff not having much time back in that pocket.
Raiders smelling victory.
Coach bring Wayne Bolin into the game. We better hurry up. We've been in the huddle a long time. It's good to see Wayne Bolin back. We break huddle and send Bolin wide to the right. And Ivy Dees is going to be in the slot to the right. We better hurry up. We'll get a delay of game here. And we're in a split backfield with Gordon and Terman. We shift into the I formation, 3:24 to go in the football game on third down and 15. Duff sprints to the right. Looking, going to be sacked back inside the 15-yard line. So the Colts now faced with fourth down. I don't know what we'll do here. Fourth down and about 20. 4th and 20 for the Colts with 3 minutes to go in the football game. We're going to punt. Colts trail 10-0. We get our punting team into the football game. Wayne Bolin will stand at about the 2-yard line to punt this football away. And Matt Allen and Locke Phillips. I don't think J.A. thinks we're going to punt, as they're not even getting Allen and Phillips back, as they're just going to stop the fake here, and Wayne Bolin is going to get the kick away, and it's going to drive over Locke Phillips' head back inside of the 50, back inside of the 40-yard line, and will be downed at the 37 by number 20, Sam Spinks. So the Lee Academy Colts defense needs to hold here, cause a turnover or something. Will be tackling the football. Colts will get their offensive team out. The Raiders will get their offensive team out. Rich, Colt defense has played pretty good. Gave up a 2-yard scoring drive and a field goal.
Really played well tonight. Offensively, we've had one good drive, as you said.
So I'm sure that Coach Weishaupt will see some positive things in this football game. He always does. And J.A. breaks the huddle and sends wide receivers both ways and out of the split backfield. Roden barking out his signals, gives the football to Lohmeyer, and right up the middle he comes. And he breaks a tackle. And Christian Preuss is going to have to run him down inside of Lee Academy's 40-yard line. And J.A. now is sensing this victory and runs the football inside of Lee Academy's 40 to the 37. Minute 57 to go in the football game. Clock will start as soon as they set the chains. Clock is running. J.A. wide receivers both ways, gives the football again to Lohmeyer, and he runs the football inside of the 35-yard line to the 34. And there's a timeout called. Timeout called by Lee Academy. Timeout on the field on behalf of Lee Academy. We pause 1 minute for this word from our sponsors. This is Lee Academy football. Second down and 7 yards to go for the Jackson Academy Raiders. They lead in the football game 10-0 and look like they're fixing to win their opening game of 1995. As they line up with wide receivers to the right and to the left, and Roden's under the center, barking out his signals, and they are in motion, but they don't call it.
Yeah,
they do. And number 20, Craig Noon, is going to be thrown for a loss. The coach were all over him. I believe the coach will decline this penalty unless it stopped play, and we don't have a choice. So we'll see. I see we're going to decline it. Going to bring up third down and 10 yards to go for J.A. now. 3rd and 10. Next week, the Lee Academy Colts are at home against the North Delta Green Wave.
7:30 Friday night.
7:30. We'll be on the air about 7:20 if our equipment works. 1:20 to go in the football game.
Well, I know Greg is going to have you some good equipment.
Clock is moving. Rich will be on the air next week from Fargo, North Dakota with the Delta State Statesman. Here's a little reverse here to Phillips, and he's going to get to the corner, but is not going to get to the corner, and now is going to get to the corner, and Scott Flowers, along with Christian Preuss, are going to knock him out of bounds with 54 seconds to go in the football game, and is going to get close to first down yardage, but it's going to be short about a yard.
To get to the corner or not to the corner, huh?
Well, we had him one time,
That's
then we
right.
had him stopped again, and then he finally
turned the corner.
So, Rich, you'll be in Fargo, North Dakota next Saturday night with the Delta State Statesman.
Sure will,
Pete
7 o'clock.
Shelton on our sister station, Magic 107.
107.5.
Handoff to Lohmeyer, and he's going to get first down yardage inside of the 24-yard line to about the inside of the 27, back to the 26. Clock is running. We'll continue to run with 47 seconds. I think J.A. is going to have a first down. Coach, I'm sure, will not call timeout. I don't think he made it. He might not have made it. Coach think he didn't make it as they got their offense on the field.
There they're going. They're going to measure.
So we'll see. We'll have a measurement here. Colts will play North Delta Green Wave next Friday night at home, expecting a big crowd.
Lee will be at home the next two Friday nights. North Delta comes in next Friday night, and I think Fayette comes in the following Friday night.
All right, we'll say goodbye to Mr. Lee Baker with the Clarion Ledger. Enjoyed it, Mr. Baker.
Good to see you, Mr. Baker.
That's Britt, B-R-I-T-T. Colts take over after holding on fourth down. Colts have 47 seconds with which to scratch here. Late in this football game, Colts need to complete a pass.
Do what?
Colts need to complete a pass. Straight back to throws Duff. Getting protection, going to be sacked. Had his jersey ripped off. Back inside the 25-yard line, back to the 23. And Duff loses his jersey. 32 seconds. We have an official's timeout to get Duff's jersey back on. Looks like Jeffrey West is going to check into the football game. No, it looks like he's going to get Andrew's jersey back on. Everything's okay. Jersey wasn't ripped off. It was pulled off. So number 80, Russell Strong, molested Duff. Sprints to the left to throw, and he throws it out here. It's going to be underthrown. Intended for Wayne Bolin, incomplete. And Bolin was open. He just missed him.
Threw a little bit short, rolling to his left. Matter of fact, I think he could have made pretty good yards, but just running the ball.
Rich, we forgot to talk about Beth Johnson, Beth Bennett Johnson, who was homecoming queen here and now teaches second grade at Lee Academy.
The lovely wife of Shaw Johnson.
The lovely wife of Shaw Johnson III.
Right.
I understand her mother teaches at Jackson Academy now. She's the librarian at Jackson Academy, so.
In the elementary school.
In the elementary school, so the Bennett family is represented at both J.A. and Lee. 24 seconds to go. Duff sprints to the right to throw, throws it to the tight end and just missed him. Had him wide open and missed him out over the 30-yard line to 35. And brings up fourth down. 18 seconds to go in the football game.
We're hoping the clock continues to work for the last 18 seconds of the ball game.
Yeah, I'm glad it's not 7-6, Rich.
I am too. All of a sudden it goes out.
18 seconds to go in the football game. Colt defense has played really well tonight, Rich, unable to move the football.
They've allowed a field goal and a
two-yard scoring drive.
Giving up
passing attack has left a little something to be desired here tonight, as the only passes we completed was to the other team. Duff's under the center, and he's straight back to throw, and he throws just knocked down. Number 88, that shoots, knocks it down, and J.A. will take over first down and 10 yards to go from Lee Academy's 18-yard line.
I would imagine they'll just put this ball in play.
Number 10 for Jackson Academy, their backup quarterback will get into the football game. That's Marco.
Marco.
As they get a lot of second-unit youngsters in the game, and they have avenged a 14-0 opening season loss last year to the Lee Academy Colts with an apparent 10-0 victory right here in Jackson. J.A. breaks up, comes out, going to give it on the handoff to Noon, and he's going to going to be knocked out of bounds at about the 15-yard line. 8 seconds to go, so we'll have one more play, it looks like.
One more snap of the ball.
And that'll be it.
And head north for 2 weeks.
J.A. Marco brings his second unit offense up over the football. As the Colt defense showing blitz, and they're going to give the football to number 44, and he's going to run the football down close to the 10, down to about the 11-yard line. The football game's over. Colts lose 10-0 to a good J.A. football team, Rich. They, I tell you, when it comes down to the end, you're going to see this J.A. team right there, I believe, in the South.
I think so. It's they're a good, strong team. They're strong. They've got good people in the specialty positions. They've got a good line. You know, they look good playing football tonight. Although they sputtered from time to time, you know, but still they got the job done.
Colt defense looked good.
Colt defense looked good. I'm sure there'll be some work involved with the offensive unit, particularly the passing game. It looks like we need to work a little bit on that. But hey, 10-0. Last year it was 14-0 our way up at Clarksdale. Tonight, 10-0. You know, a lot of football left yet, and it's a non-conference game. You know, that's a good thing. But a lot of football left in this season, and I know we're going to be seeing a lot of it for the next 10 weeks.
Congratulations to Coach Sherrod Shaw and his Jackson Academy Raiders. They played an excellent football game. We'll be on the air next Friday night at 7:15, Jeff, hopefully, if we can get some good equipment.
I've got my good friend that's going to come in and pinch it for me next week.
I forgot about that.
Bob
Bobo III will be my color man next week.
I'll be in Fargo, North Dakota next Friday night. I'll be listening to you guys.
And so we will send it back to